Welcome back, everybody, to the Chroncast. As always, I'm your host, Alex Rickman, editor and head writer at Canucks Chronicles and club reporter at Altitude FC. Joining me this week, as always, is Kaja Antic from the Hockey News. Kaja, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. So not the busiest week in Canucks land, but there's some news from around the hockey world and a little bit to talk about the Canucks. So we'll just start with their last couple of games. Could they please lose in regulation? So the Canucks have lost their last two games, both in overtime, to the Seattle Kraken and the Boston Bruins, respectively, on home ice, resulting in 2 points from those two games, leading to the Canucks no longer being last place in the NHL. Winnipeg has now taken that mantle from us, which, first of all, a year ago, imagine saying that the President's Trophy winners from last year would be in 32nd place.
Mm-hmm.
But also just, what a... I don't even know what's going on in the NHL right now. Between our team doing whatever they're doing and just deciding... I'm out of words. Kaja, do you want to take over while my brain starts braining?
Yeah, the Vancouver Canucks, they need to be better at being bad, I think, is what you're trying to get at here.
Yes.
Not to take words away from you, but yeah, they need to be better at being bad. I mean, I understand wanting to do good for your organization. Sometimes that can be nice, but in a year where you have Ivar Stenberg et al., we will talk about that in a little bit later, but yeah, no, I think it's an interesting move from the team, especially in an organization that is supposedly in a rebuild. They're not exactly playing like it, but I feel like there's a lot of teams that the NHL's kind of flipped on its head this year.
No, definitely. It's been an odd year in the NHL with some of the ups and downs we've seen from teams. Even within the season, some teams that started incredibly have just come to a grinding halt. Pittsburgh. Chicago. Anaheim.
I mean, Chicago is like such a thing that like you can see how Connor Bedard really impacted that team because he went down and they went down. So when he gets back, this is completely off topic, but I just saw a picture of him and now I can't stop thinking about it. Did Claude Giroux announce that this is his last NHL year, or did I just completely make that up?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Because I had a lot of really weird dreams last night. In one of them, my brother had a Hummer. It's totally unrelated. I just felt like mentioning it, yeah. If you know my brother, you're probably not listening to this podcast, but if you do know him, you're probably very confused, as was I. Yeah, I don't really know what to say here.
No, I mean, upcoming 6-game road trip for the Canucks should provide, on the one hand, plenty of opportunity for losses, but also the teams they're playing on this trip are not necessarily the cream of the crop of the NHL here. So, starting off with, at time of recording, a game tomorrow in Buffalo against the Sabres. Definitely a team that's outperforming expectations, but still not exactly among the NHL's elite right now. Followed by probably the toughest one of the tougher games of the trip, at least, in the Detroit Red Wings. Going to Toronto after that, then Montreal for another tough one. Back-to-back the next night in Ottawa, and then Columbus to wrap things up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely all teams that are better than the Canucks, which is not saying much.
Yeah.
But I would like to see some regulation losses here. I'd like to see some more commitment to, I get that players and coaches will never tank in the NHL. That's something that I firmly believe. Players and coaches won't tank. It's more higher ups in an organization that would instigate a tank, and I still don't fully see our organization wanting to tank. And I'd like to see them start doing that. And there's been some concern regarding the willingness and the commitment to the tank of late. And we'll start with some of the rumors recently surrounding, following the Quinn Hughes trade, the Canucks' biggest asset to move off of, who is Kiefer Sherwood.
Mm-hmm.
In the last couple of days, the rumor mill has suggested that the Canucks have been in talks with the forward regarding a contract extension,
Mm-hmm.
rather than necessarily trading him. While it doesn't necessarily appear that those talks have gone too far, it seems like the two sides are still quite far apart in terms of their asks. A trade does definitely seem more likely, with a few teams circling. We've heard, I know Dallas, we've heard Boston, I think Washington was mentioned as a potential destination.
Yeah, I think Dallas would be good because Rantanen gets suspended for his dirty moves now, so... Yeah, I don't like Mikko Rantanen, if that isn't clear to people. Yeah, I think it'll be... I've seen people speculate that the reports coming out, are because of... My brain's going blank. Them trying to drive up the price, sorry, for Kiefer Sherwood rather than actually wanting to re-sign him. It's like the plane fake out for when Ohtani was supposedly on his way to Toronto. I feel like that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And no, I wouldn't be surprised. I think it would be a decent move to at least, have some of these talks, if nothing else, as some due diligence with your player, or with something like that, like what you suggested here, where it's maybe a bit of a smokescreen to try to get someone to bite and give a bigger ask. We have heard from Rick Dollywall that some teams are still trying to hope to get a steal on a Sherwood trade, which, given some of the trades we saw before the roster freeze, I don't think it's too likely to happen, but teams will still see what they can do, obviously. It's just this organization that always gives you that little bit of worry about what might come next, because of a history of unwillingness to move off of certain guys at the right time.
Yeah.
And I'm worried this is one of those cases, because first of all, the contract that Kiefer Sherwood is expected to get next, I think, would not be at all shocked if it's more than $5 million a year after the performances he's had this year, which honestly, I think he's earned the right to go get that somewhere. But that's a lot of money for him, coming off of a couple of career years, and I wonder how sustainable it'll be. I wonder how he impacts where the Canucks are, and frankly, just with where this team is right now, hanging on to assets like that rather than getting your value for them and focusing on the future is just irresponsible.
Yeah, but what else is more Canucks, right?
No. And also just with how much you could get back for Sherwood, because we're talking about, likely, if you play your cards right, a first-round pick, possibly plus. But you're at least likely to get a first-round pick, if not more than that.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer here. As much as I love Kiefer Sherwood and would want him to stay in Vancouver, you take that first-round pick, be it a 2026 or a 2027 first, or the equivalent prospect, or whatever you can get that is going to help this team have something of a future, and you make this move happen.
Yeah. I think it's just kind of a smokescreen, because the Canucks management knows they're hanging on by a thread right now, because they were brought in to bring the team to the playoffs. They've done it once, but then every other year has been failure upon failure upon failure. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's just where I'm at with that.
Yeah. No, it's definitely an interesting cycle. I mean, I also wonder what else is going to happen on the trade front, because we have, again, we've heard from various reporters that they are likely to move off of their various UFAs, Sherwood, Evander Kane, guys like that.
Woohoo!
We'll see when it all comes down and what actually happens, because this, again, reports are reports until they're real.
Yeah.
I also wonder if at some point we see them start to move more of their veterans out. We've heard recently that teams are still calling about Elias Pettersson, which could be interesting. He also has a no-move clause, so he would have to be willing to waive that, but I wonder if, depending on the situation, he might be willing to do that. If you see maybe guys like Thatcher Demko, if you see guys like Connor Garland, if you see even other guys move. Like, we've seen Jake DeBrusk healthy scratched recently. I think that was more of a get him to watch a game, kind of give him a reset or send a message about something.
Yeah.
And he came on in the last game. But I wonder if maybe they'd even be willing to move someone like that if the right offer came along, which I don't necessarily think is the right move, because I think some of the veterans who you have under contract, even in a rebuild, it's important to keep around just to kind of give you that little bit of stability and give young players an environment that actually fosters good development.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to be an interesting period here for the Canucks to see how they handle some of what's to come.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think the next 6 months or so are the most telling for this Canucks kind of front office, I'd say. And like the organization as a whole, just to see, like, are they committing to actually the future, or are they just trying, or is it just a fake out for another year of disappointment? That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's gonna get interesting. We need to see what happens a little bit more, but I definitely have seen a lot of people having a lot of varying reactions to the rumors surrounding Sherwood in particular. Some people excited about the prospect of potentially keeping him, and I do understand that, because he's
a fan favorite.
He's a fan favorite, and for good reason. He's an incredibly fun player to watch. He's one of the guys who does actually look like he's giving his all every night at a time when the team has not necessarily always looked like that.
Yeah.
But also a lot of, oh boy, here's the same old stuff over again. And you can just see how tired the fan base has become at the repeated failures to actually address the needs of the organization.
Yeah. Like, it's, yeah. You can see it as like we're doing this again for the upteenth time.
Yeah. What else do we want to talk about surrounding the Canucks, or should we go into some other hockey topics?
I really don't think there's anything else to talk about with the Canucks.
It's a bit of a slow news week for the Canucks. Have to forgive us for that. Well, not have to forgive us. Not really our fault. Anyway. All right. Do you want to talk about PWHL?
Oh, yeah. This is just kind of a mention thing. I saw this stat that, like, I don't know if it was under 50% or just over 50%, but it was hovering around the 50% mark. The points scored by this Montreal Victoire team, the points scored by this team, about half of them are from that top line, which, one, is insane. Their top line being, obviously, Marie-Philippe Poulin, Laura Stacey, and Abby Rock. They've been on fire. Montreal is near the bottom of the league, though. Like, they were for about a day, I think, bottom of the standings. They just beat Minnesota in overtime in a very exciting game. I watched it at home, and I was, like, every other minute, I was like, oh my god! Like, it was great to see. Yeah, they are 1 point away from the bottom of the league. They have a record of 3-2-0-4, because in the PWHL, wins and overtime wins are counted separately, as they should be, because, yeah, so 3 points for a win, 2 points for an overtime win. The Victoire, it's kind of, I haven't seen this comparison, and I don't often like to compare men's teams to women's teams, but it's kind of like the Oilers, they have the big names in McDavid and Draisaitl, and then they have nothing else to show for it. And yes, they made it to the Stanley Cup final back-to-back years, but then they crashed and burned. This Montreal Victoire team, they've made it to the playoffs. In the PWHL, only 4 teams make it to the playoffs, including this year with 8 teams. And yeah, Montreal's made it the last 2 years, but then they get to the playoffs and nothing happens. Whereas Minnesota, they have their faults, yes. Not going to go into much of that, but they have the depth to make it work. They have players across the lineup scoring. Whereas if all of your momentum is generated by your first line or your handful of superstars, um, yeah, not every line in on your team has to be married, but like, come on. The Golden Knights are tied for last place with Seattle and the Charge. I feel like I should also mention that because this is a Vancouver hockey podcast. They did have a very big regulation win on Saturday against Boston in Detroit. As part of the takeover tour, their second takeover tour game ever. They lost in overtime to Minnesota in Edmonton. So they did get a point for that, but they also got 3 points Saturday, beating Boston, which Boston's the top team in the PWHL. Going into this game, their record was 6-0-1-1, which is absolutely insane. Their one regulation loss coming to Minnesota, and their one, I think it was a shootout loss. It was either Seattle or Toronto. I just do not remember which one. But yeah, the Golden Knights pull off the win in regulation, a massive comeback. 19 seconds into the third, they were down 3-1 and came back to win 4-3. Emirates Mashmeyer is definitely an MVP contender. For this team, she's been standout. She started 8 of the 10 games so far for the Golden Eyes. She's been absolutely amazing. Not to knock Kristen Campbell, who started the other 2 games at 1-1, but yeah, Emira's Mashmar is the one who kept the Golden Eyes in this game within 1 goal for most of the game as well. Yeah, it's exciting. I also have a whole opinion on the PWHL expansion, and maybe it's just me being anxious about it, but I did a whole thing about that. I wrote a whole thing about that. Maybe I send it to you to include below, because it's like...
Yeah, we'll have it linked on the Spotify. YouTube is weird about letting me include links, so
okay,
I will try to link it on the YouTube, but no promises on that.
Yeah, it was on... I was the Goldies on my my buddy Lachlan's Lock in the Crease Substack, so you can also find it on Twitter. But yeah, check it out.
There you go.
But yeah, I did a whole thing about, because PWHL is obviously doing expansion, and then like, what does that mean for the future of women's hockey? Because people are like, oh well, there's a lot of talent coming through the NCAA, but then that also brings in, like, once you run out of NCAA talent, if you expand from 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 teams, you're also going to have a lot of veterans retiring in the next few years. Like, Hillary Knight is probably nearing her last few seasons professionally. She did announce that it's going to be her last Olympics this year, playing for the U.S., and she also plays for Seattle in the PWHL. There's a lot of veteran presences that are going to be gone in the next 5 years, and while there are up-and-comers making their ways through the systems, there still needs to be something in place so that all teams can remain competitive. You can't have the same team win every year. I'm looking at you, Minnesota. And there needs to be also a better path between, like, NCAA and U Sports to the PWHL. I feel like something akin to an AHL, because you can't just shove everybody else in the European leagues, and also treat the European leagues like they're less than, which I feel like is something that especially North American hockey does. Like, they're still top tier leagues. They're just in another country, and they treat them like it's whatever. It's the SHL, or it's, they do that. They tend to do that, and I'm just like, no, there needs to be a better framework for women's hockey or girls hockey to set that up, set them up for success, and also stop treating European leagues like they are trash, basically, because they're not. Yeah. Anyway.
Should we talk Olympics?
Oh, yes. Sam Bennett is not on the Olympic roster. Everyone can take a deep breath. Yeah. I don't have any other thoughts about that.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run through the players who made the team.
Mm-hmm.
And just give me a quick thought. So we'll start with the forwards.
Yep.
Macklin Celebrini.
Shocker!
Happy to see the North Van kid make it. Absolutely deserved.
Oh, absolutely.
Anthony Cirelli.
He's third in scoring for the NHL, dog. Like, he's insane. Macklin Celebrini is so good, and it terrifies me.
Absolutely had to be a lock to be on that roster.
Oh, yeah. Anthony Cirelli. Sure. I feel like he's more of a fourth liner guy. He's in the bottom six. But I think it's good to have. It's better, of course, than some other options that they could have had for forwards.
No, I feel like he's pretty ideal as a guy to have on that fourth line, to have on your penalty kill and everything. Mm-hmm. Definitely other guys who give you a much higher end, looking at like, Wyatt Johnston or Connor Bedard who didn't make it. But if you need someone to be on that fourth line, Anthony Cirelli is as good as you can get. Yeah. I mean, I'm also just going to...
veteran-wise.
Yeah. I'm just going to skip over Sidney Crosby because we don't need to talk about Sidney.
What a bum! I can't believe he made it!
There's a few guys on here. The guys who were already announced, like the 6 that were already announced, I'm just going to kind of skip over them. Mm-hmm. But like... Duh. Brandon Hagel.
Honestly, good for him. I like Hagel. I like his game. Yep. Yeah. I'm not perturbed by that pick.
Hagel has become a hero of mine since the Four Nations game against the USA. Very happy to see him on that roster. Plays with, I think, a good amount of, FU, I'm going to call it, but not so much where it's going to go over the top. Mm-hmm. I like having him on this roster a lot. Again, a guy who really I think is going to be beneficial for the bottom 6 on this team. Bo Horvat. Now, I should also mention before we get into this, he has suffered an injury. We're not sure. I haven't seen yet how long he's going to be out for, so there's a chance he is unable to play, which just feel the need to mention that. Sorry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Please be okay.
Yeah. Very happy to see him make the team if he is good enough to play. And yeah, just hoping for the best for him because he absolutely
deserves it.
Worthy of this. Going to be a fantastic addition on the roster.
He leads the Isles in scoring, right?
Believe so.
Yeah, he's been on a tear this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he deserves it, and I hope that his injury isn't too severe, and he's able to make it because that would be great. Go Bo Horvat.
McKinnon we'll skip over because he's been the best player in the NHL this season and was already announced. Brad Marchand.
Okay. I wouldn't say Nathan McKinnon is the best NHL player this season, but that's another point. Connor Bedard? No, you didn't say that. Who did you say? Brad Marchand. Very different player.
Quite different.
Well, they both. I mean, Bedard got a misconduct last year, so you never know. No, I'm happy for Brad. He's a legend, whether you like it or not. Yeah, Brad Marchand. Love him or hate him, he's on the Olympic roster, and I don't know. My sister's a big Brad Marchand fan for some reason, so like de facto I've become that a little bit. But yeah, I'm happy he finally got his first cup last year, and let's go get that gold, buddy.
No player in the NHL has, over the last year, possibly no player in professional sports has changed my opinion on them so much in the past year as Brad Marchand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a guy who for years I absolutely hated and would have been just reluctant acceptance that he made Team Canada.
Yes.
Now I am so excited to have this guy on the roster because just the last year or so of the Brad Marchand experience, I have loved watching this guy play.
Yeah, except for that one time that he thought that it was too far that people weren't allowed in parks. I think it was Nova Scotia or New Brunswick, but it's because fires kept happening and it was for public safety, and he was mad about that. But like, broski. Anyway.
Mitch Marner.
I'm happy for him. I don't watch Vegas, so I really do not know. And that's a personal choice, because personally, I don't support them. I was gonna say it, but I'm not gonna say it. Just look in their Twitter replies. You'll know what I mean.
Google is free, people.
Google is free. Yeah. I'm happy for him. I thought he did really well at the Four Nations. We could get an Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, not face off, but you know what I mean. They could be against each other in the Olympic finals, which mentally I don't think I'm prepared for. But yeah, Austin Matthews also he just became the leading goal scorer of the Toronto Maple Leafs in all of their history, which is insane, considering it's the frickin' Maple Leafs. And then Mitch Marner posted something on Instagram about it, and I was just like, oh, ow. Yeah.
Now, the key will be that if they face off against each other in a final, that Matthews again treats it like a Game 7. Anyway, Connor McDavid, Braden Point, and Sam Reinhart are the next three alphabetically, all again announced previously and all kind of obvious inclusions, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Stone.
That's my expression. I don't like Mark Stone. I think he's a hack. I think he's washed. I think he's a dinosaur. And I think he's an embarrassment of an NHL captain, considering who he led on his team. And I think he should not be honored with anything regarding wearing the frickin' maple leaf on his chest.
Somebody wrote me something to say about Mark Stone for this, but my writer has been placed on LTIR, so it won't be able to say it. Nick Suzuki. It's because they put Mark Stone on LTIR every year to circumvent the cap.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand. I was like, who got hurt? Is everyone okay? Like, I was worried. Nick Suzuki, I am so happy for him. He got snubbed last year. Yeah, I'm so happy for Nick Suzuki, man. Like, just... Yeah!
And with Suzuki... From what I heard, the reason he wasn't considered for the Four Nations was because he turned down an invite to the World Championship by Hockey Canada, which, if that's true, just... Who the hell cares, Hockey Canada? Jesus Christ.
Once again,
just
it's
get
just
right.
Like Team USA not picking Jason Robertson because he doesn't play defensively.
We'll get into that later, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Suzuki just absolutely had to be on this roster again. Very happy to see him included. A little bit of a controversial one to round out the forward group, Tom Wilson.
No! He is awful. Sorry, I used to watch a lot of Caps hockey. Tom Wilson is not good at anything except for hurting people. Like, literally. He's awful. He can score, yeah, sure, but he could also, ruin careers, pretty much. So I really don't think he should be on this roster, but that's just my opinion.
Wanted to see one of Wilson or Bennett make it, not both, because one, IIHF officials are, as I believe I called them on this show last week, 10-ply, and will call anything a penalty, and I think having both of them would have been a problem. I also would have preferred Bennett because I think he offers more as a player than Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't absolutely hate it, but I don't absolutely love this pick either. So we'll shift to the defense now. So it's the exact same defensive group as the Four Nations. So we'll just start, again, alphabetically. Drew Doughty.
I don't like Drew Doughty. Next.
Yeah, my thoughts with Doughty are... I get it, but also I feel like I get it because he's had a history of being, a very clutch player, shows up in big games and plays well for Canada.
Yeah.
That being said, I do feel like
there are
there are probably some other ones, but that being said as well, I don't think he's going to be getting the most critical of minutes for Canada as opposed to some other guys, so
yeah,
there's that to consider as well. Thomas Harley.
Thomas Harley is an odd one. I don't really understand. I don't really know much about his game, so I don't want to make too many I don't want to draw to conclusions too quick, but I don't know. He exists.
I really like Thomas Harley, so I think I'm a big fan of the pick. Like, I think he's, especially with how he played at the Four Nations after being called up on not even short notice mid-tournament because of an injury to Alec Pietrangelo.
Oh, yeah,
Just
right.
the way he played in that tournament, I thought he was one of our best defensemen whenever he was on the ice there, so I'm very happy with that. Makar, previously announced. Josh Morrissey.
Love it.
Yep, needed to be there. Pareko.
Okay. I don't really know much about his game either.
Had a great Four Nations as well. Really played as one of the best shutdown guys on the team at the tournament.
Yeah.
Travis Sanheim.
The physical manifestation of gritty. What? He looks like him. I didn't know he was a defenseman until this roster came out. I'm gonna be real.
Were you thinking of Travis Konechny?
No, I was not. Yeah, I knew
two
Travis
Travises on the
Sanheim
same
exists.
team.
I knew he existed, because he's in an NHL ad, and I was like, oh, he looks like gritty. But no, that's I don't know. Cool.
Yeah. Shea
Good for
Theodore.
him. Whatever.
And Devon Tays, however, I'm going to put 2 asterisks on this one because one, he did leave a game, I believe, last night, injured.
Did he not come back? I thought he came back.
Didn't see. I
thought he came back.
watching other sports last night.
I thought he came back. Wait.
He might have. And 2, he did mention, so his wife is currently very pregnant, and that if the birth of their 4th child is going to get in the way of the Olympics, he might stay behind, which would lead to someone else being called up. 4th.
Okay, Hayden Pike.
I don't get that reference, but anyway. Yeah, thought Tays, I think, is another one where it's just like him and Makar as your top pair just makes sense. It's nice when you can have guys who have that experience playing together at a tournament, playing together. I'm saying absolutely nothing right now. Anyway. And then in goal, Binnington.
Yeah, it's obvious.
Obvious. Darcy Kemper.
Okay. Yeah, and yeah.
I'd have maybe gone for Mackenzie Blackwood, but I don't hate the
it.
pick.
I don't hate
Yeah,
it.
I'm fine with it.
I'm
he's
fine
probably
with
the
it.
third
I
string
think-
goalie anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And they got it right. Logan Thompson.
Woohoo!
Easily
Canada
the best
just scored.
Canadian goalie in the world right now.
Wait,
So
Coots
what?
just scored. It's 2-1.
I forgot the bronze medal game was happening, I would be honest.
Yeah. Braden Coots, Canucks prospect, just scored. I'm not sure if it's the second of the tournament. I don't know if he scored another one.
He scored in the Denmark game.
Yeah, that's the first one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember. Oh no. Wait.
Canada currently playing for second loser at the tournament.
A medal's a medal. Hey, you know how hard
color.
Hey, that's racist. You know how hard the Serbians celebrated the bronze medal at the Olympics, okay?
No, I don't. Anyway.
Oh, they were drunk as hell. And they're Serbians. Come on. I know my people.
So, going through this roster, overall thoughts, maybe some players you would have liked to see on here that aren't?
I don't want Tom Wilson on there because IHF rules, and I don't think he fits in with the honor previously held by the Maple Leaf. Not that I want to say that the Maple Leaf holds honor right now. We'll get into that later, but yeah. No, I think it's pretty good. Actually, no. Where's my goat, Tyler Myers? You think I'm joking? I'm serious. He won the World Championships for Canada. Do not forget.
Yeah, I would like to maybe see, I've mentioned Bedard. I would like to see him on here for someone.
Thank God it's not Evan Bouchard.
Oh, yeah, no, Evan Bouchard.
I forgot about him.
Absolute travesty, but
yeah,
good to see they made the right choice there, and we don't have to watch him turn the puck over 7 times a game. Seth Jarvis is another one who I would have liked to see make this team.
Yeah, he's a big energy guy. Yeah. I really like Seth Jarvis. Yeah.
Jarvis himself has also mentioned that he will be traveling with the team as like an injury replacement. So,
okay.
There's a chance Seth Jarvis gets in. I don't know how many injury replacements are traveling with the team, but at least he'll be one of them.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
And I mean, at least we didn't do what Team USA did, because they made some interesting decisions with who to leave off the roster.
They did what Team Canada did in the World Juniors the last couple of years.
Yeah, so, I mean, the most interesting of this being the one we touched on a little bit earlier with Jason Robertson, the leading point scorer among American forwards in the NHL right now, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Being left home.
Yep. Oh, because his defensive game isn't good, but they let JT Miller stay on the team. So you cannot... I'm about to get political with this. This is racism. There's somebody... I forgot the Twitter handle, but I saw it on Twitter, and I want to give them credit. I wonder if I bookmarked it. I'm going to check. I did not bookmark it. I am so sorry. But somebody made a metric that players of Asian descent typically do not get credited with, or they're like always labeled as having defensive faults in their game, and that is why they said that Jason Robertson didn't get in. This is why they claimed Jason Robertson didn't get in. Team USA did. So I'm just like, bro, come on. And then you let JT Miller, who is that. I'm not saying anything else. Oh, Braden Coots will be traded to Prince Albert.
Oh yeah.
I missed that this morning. Yeah, that's
prayers up for Braden Coots.
Yeah. Oh, where's Prince Albert again? That's
middle
in Saskatchewan,
of nowhere,
right?
Yes, and middle of nowhere by Saskatchewan standards.
Yeah. Okay. Damn. Anyway.
Basically, you go to the middle of nowhere and you keep going.
Yeah. Wasn't he's the captain of Seattle, right?
Yes. Seattle currently last in the WHL.
Yeah, I was going to say Seattle must be doing pretty bad.
No, they're last I looked this up. They're last in their conference. Prince Albert is second in their conference. So, good for Coots to get meaningful hockey.
Yeah.
Also off Team USA, Cole Caulfield, Adam Fox, and Lane Hudson as some kind of surprising decisions.
Sorry! They left all three of them as well?
No Robertson, no Caulfield, no Adam Fox.
No Adam Fox, who is perennially, misidentified as a good defenseman. He's always put in the Makar-Hughes conversation, and I just don't think he belongs there. Not to say that he's horrible, but like...
Makar and Hughes are their own tier.
Yeah.
But Fox is in like that next tier. I would say he's the second best American defenseman.
Fox is better than Evan Bouchard.
Well, I'd call Fox the second best American defenseman.
Okay, then they need to work on their defensemen like Canada needs to work on goalies, apparently, so...
Also, speaking of defensive flaws, not only is it JT Miller makes it, Vincent Trocheck, Brock Faber, guys like that who also just don't really
do much,
have a defensive game.
Yeah, Brock
making
Faber
this roster over Jason Robertson.
I only know that Brock Faber is only notable to me because he is in that one photo cheering against the glass before playing for the Wild. And he wears glasses. That's why Brock Faber is notable to me. Nothing that he does on the ice. But yeah, Vincent Trocheck. I think it was GM Bill Guerin, Team USA and Minnesota GM Bill Guerin, say, oh, they're glue guys. And then I saw somebody say, if you're called a glue guy in this context, it means you can't do anything else right.
One of his quotes explaining the Robertson decision was, "We need stallions, not ponies."
Oh, you are such a bitch. Come on, Bill. Are you serious? Are you freaking serious?
I forget if he used ponies or something else, but I remember it started with, "We needed stallions, not something."
I have so many thoughts. This is actually, I'm genuinely pissed off right now. Oh my god. Why am I defending Team USA? Well, not Team USA. I'm defending against Team USA, but 4 players that should be on Team USA. You put JT Miller, the king of quitting, on your team, but not Jason freaking Robertson? Who single-handedly brings, like, life back into the Dallas Stars because they're run by the fossil of Jamie Benn, who also fell on the ice yesterday, and he's one of the only players to not wear a visor, and he hit his face on the ice, and I laughed a little bit.
Ow.
Yeah, it looked like it hurt, but I'm like, bro, that's why the visor exists. And then Tyler Seguin with, like, replaced hips at, like, 30, and then you have Mikko Rantanen, who's suspended every other game because he still plays like he's in Colorado, and they all play like that. Sorry. I got a little into it there. Bill Guerin, you suck, and I don't like you. I have issues with a lot of managers in the NHL. Bill Guerin is up there for me.
Yeah, anything else we want to mention about the Olympics? A few Canucks making it. Elias Pettersson for Sweden, Kevin Lankinen for Finland.
Artur Shilovs for Latvia. Oh, wait.
Teddy Bluger was announced for Latvia too, but we'll see if he's back from injury by then.
Oh, I was going to say, I was like, he's still alive?
Also, I don't think Czechia's announced their roster. Would expect Filip Hronek to be... They may have, and I just missed it, to be completely honest with you. Would expect Filip Hronek to be there. Wouldn't be surprised if David Kampf makes it as well, just as like a depth guy.
Czechia Olympic hockey team. Projected roster. Okay, yeah, this has not been announced yet.
Okay.
France is announced. I think we talked about that last week. Finland. Leafs legend Mikko Lehtinen. That's a thing that people aren't gonna understand when I say that. How many games until Mikko Rantanen gets kicked out for breaking the rules? Oliver Ekman-Larsson made the Swedish team.
Oh.
Happy for him. Also,
That's
Gabriel Landeskog. Well, no, he's good. Again.
Sort of.
In Toronto, I've seen people calling him the best defenseman in Toronto. Which, I mean, yeah, it's Toronto, but like,
it's not a high bar.
Not a high bar, I know, but it's good to see that
think
he's
that bar
able
is
to
the
bounce
ground.
back. It's good to see that he's able to bounce back, okay? I'm sorry, I'm happy for a guy that the Canucks abandoned. God.
The reason I think mainly my anger towards him comes as a product of him being Jim Benning's finest hour.
Yeah, so you're blaming him. It's like being mad. Yeah, you're blaming him for something.
I'm shooting the messenger, but also he was not good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Leo Carlson is so young.
Yeah.
That hurts. Landeskog also made the team. He might be injured. Hopefully it's not his knee, because obviously he missed 3 years because of that. So
was it 3 years? I thought it was 2.
Yeah, he after the 2022 Cup run, he didn't return to
I remember
the game until
no, you're right.
2025.
I thought it was 2 years for some reason.
No.
I was just off.
I mean, it was 2 different seasons, but like pretty much the entire season.
Until...
Yeah, and like he got injured against
that...
the Panthers, and a number of the Panthers were actually going up and asking the Avs, like, is he okay? Because they knew. That's nice to see.
Yeah.
Mika Zibanejad, who had that awesome performance in the Winter Classic. Great job.
Which
Love to see him.
Did not watch.
No, I don't think anybody watched it.
Okay, can we talk about the Winter Classic quickly before we go into the World Juniors?
Yeah.
Because I have thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
NHL. I know they've won back-to-back cups. I know, I cheered for them in back-to-back of those cups.
You suck.
No one cares about the Florida Panthers still.
Yeah.
Even in Florida, people don't care about the Panthers.
It's
why
so
are we
cringe.
giving
it's so
the
cringe.
Panthers? Why would you have a winter classic in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
That's like having the Super Bowl in a lake.
I mean, technically, it is a big Super Bowl.
But like,
Simon Fraser's
there are so many good options for possible Winter Classic places.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Utah.
They had fake snow. They had to use fake snow. Go to
Utah. Go to Minnesota. Go to Chicago. Go to the Northeast. Play one next year in Buffalo at the new stadium.
If you can... Sorry. I get really emotional when I think about... Yeah. I get emotional when I think about the Buffalo Bills.
Same.
My apologies. You just get emotional because your husband married somebody, okay?
Haley Steinfeld doesn't deserve him.
Oh my god! He doesn't deserve Haley Steinfeld.
We'll argue about that later. Anyway.
Yeah.
When we're not on air, we'll discuss this.
Yes.
Go to Wrigley. Go to Fenway. You've got college stadiums all over the place. Mm-hmm. Play one in Columbus at the Shoe. Play one at BYU or something in Utah. They have a great stadium.
Play after the Pop-Tart Bowl. Just don't do this whole gimmicky
If you want to do Florida too, even if you want to give Florida an outdoor game, that's fine.
Stadium Series.
You have the Stadium Series, yes.
Which they're also doing in Florida.
If you're trying to make this Winter Classic this marquee event, which frankly it isn't anymore because no one has cared about the Winter Classic in years.
Yeah, because I keep giving it to random. You
need to make it a good spectacle.
Yeah.
That's the one requirement of this game.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe what I'm going to say. I know they only give Canada Heritage Classics rather than the Winter Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Toronto. Play it in Toronto. At least people would care. Kaya's going to call an ambulance for me because she thinks I've fallen and hit my head.
Yeah! What?
They've got a good facility in the Rogers Center to have this game at.
I was thinking BMO Field, but yeah, no, that makes more sense.
If it's going to be BMO Field, I feel like would work for a Heritage Classic because it's smaller.
Yeah.
If it's the Winter Classic, you want a little bit more grandeur to it, I think. So Rogers Center makes more sense to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like, I can't believe what I just said. I actually just said it though, and I mean it. Go to Toronto. Go to Denver.
To a place, like, and it's not to say that Florida Panthers fans, all 5 of them, don't care about this team. And like, I do think it's good to grow hockey, but also stop trying to give everything. If you want to grow hockey in other markets, maybe stop trying to create a fan base for a team that has already won 2 Stanley Cups because that should have generated a fan base on its own.
Like, I am all for growing hockey, going to these markets and doing things with it.
Mm-hmm.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. But you can sure as hell waterboard a horse. They are waterboarding a horse here. I heard someone else say that first. That's not an expression I made up.
Yeah, I would hope not. What?
They're just trying to force it.
Mm-hmm.
They have taken the horse and they are jamming its head in the water, forcing it to try to drink. Florida's not drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Go somewhere else. Give Florida time to naturally grow a fan base. Do something else before you start just throwing marquee events at them and hoping that'll work. God.
Yeah, it's a it pisses me off. And also, a lot of people were mad about Barkov and Kachuk still like holding the cup and stuff like that. What's your take on that?
I thought it was like kind of tacky
in
the season to do that, but like
I also
it's
don't
not
care
that big
enough.
Of a deal.
I don't care enough about the Florida Panthers to care about them doing that. So
it was the kind of thing where it's
just like the state of Florida.
Kind of, yeah, like it was corny, but it's like it's not a huge. They have the right to do it.
It's-
Still, they are technically still the champions, but it's like there are better things to get mad about.
Yeah, that's like if that was pregame, right? Yeah, because Florida
I
lost.
believe so.
Yeah, and there was also a really cool like medallion thing that I think it was like the TNT broadcast had, or if it was, I don't know if it was an NHL thing or just a TNT thing. But they had like a whole like blinged out chain and stuff like that, and they probably wanted it to go to a Panther so bad.
Yeah.
Like people were saying, "Oh yeah, that was made for Brad Marchand," but because he got the first ever hat trick in a Winter Classic, Mika Zibanejad got it, and they're probably like, ugh, why? But yeah, no, it's you can't force people to care about this team, this league, this sport, and it's also so funny because there is something very popular that is hockey related right now, and they're doing nothing about it. They're not mentioning it whatsoever. Like they're not the most I've seen mentioned about it, and I think it wasn't even, I think it was like on a Sportsnet or TSN or something like that said, oh, the rivalry between Boston and Montreal is pretty heated tonight. I think it was when Zadorov and Xhekaj fought. But yeah, that's the most they've mentioned that very popular hockey thing right now. And a number of hockey teams have reached out, and I know like one of the actors in the show, Francois Arnault, he was invited to a bunch of hockey games apparently. He plays Scott Hunter on the show. Yeah. Yeah, there is other ways that hockey is being marketed right now, but they're refusing to acknowledge it because it's queer and they don't like those people. And trust me, I know, I'm one of them. Yeah, it's I have so many thoughts about this league. Yeah. You know what? I miss was it was 2 years ago. Yeah, it was 23-24 when they had the Stadium Series games. In New Jersey. Was that Gillette? No, Gillette is
MetLife.
New England. Yeah, thank you. I got them mixed up.
Yeah.
They had them at MetLife, and that was also an insane game for the Rangers. But
Matt Rempe's debut, wasn't it?
Matt Rempe's debut, yeah. That was I think he was the first player to ever debut in a Stadium Series game. Yeah, that was such a cool game. It looked like such a cool atmosphere. And then they're trying all these new gimmicky things, and it's just not working, guys.
So if you could pick where to have the Winter Classic next year, do you have a place you would pick? I have 3 in mind.
Well, Rogers Center. Because, I mean, they probably booked the Winter Classic before the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
And the Blue Jays went on that insane run this year, so I think having something in Rogers Center would be cool. Not to piggyback off what you said. I would like to see Lumen Field.
Yep. They did one in Seattle. They did.
Yeah,
at,
they did.
At the baseballs at T-Mobile.
T-Mobile. Okay, that's what they did. I think Lumen Field would be a good host, though.
Yeah. I'd say maybe give it a few years, though, because you just did that one, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe not for next year, but I think... I don't know about a Vancouver-Seattle, because that rivalry hasn't really cooked, but I would love to see a Colorado-Seattle.
Yep.
At some point. They could do it in Colorado, too.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Something in Utah, I don't know what... Because Utah has... I mean, they probably have, like, college stadiums, too. They have
two... They have University of Utah and BYU both have big stadiums near, I believe, University of Utah in Salt Lake City, BYU, and Provo, which isn't far.
Yeah, well, I mean, they'd probably have to swear allegiance to Joseph Smith before they drop the puck, though, so I don't know if they'd want to do that at BYU, but... Or they also have, like, RSL, right, too, so...
Yeah. So, I had 3 in mind, not count... Do you have another one, sorry?
I kind of had another one, but... So... The MLB kind of did this last year where they had a game at a NASCAR track.
Yep.
And it was an awful idea. But people have floated the idea of having a game in Montreal on the Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve.
Yeah.
If they could potentially do that, I think that would be very cool.
That could be fun.
Because F1 is also a very big thing right now. Unfortunately, that movie came out, which I have a whole other topic.
I think we talked about that on the show when it came out. I think we talked about that on the podcast when it came out.
Yeah, because also, like, they literally heated rivalry with no NHL wanting to mention it at all. Is more dedicated to the accuracy of the sport than F1 the movie, which literally had the help of F1 and the FIA and multiple F1 drivers, including Lewis Hamilton as a producer. Like, it's so... Yeah.
So I have 3 main ones, apart from the, like, Toronto idea I kind of half floated.
Mm-hmm.
Wild Avs at the University of Minnesota.
Okay.
And I'm crucially saying University of Minnesota, which is in Minneapolis, not US Bank Stadium where the Vikings play, because it's an outdoor venue, and I think you need the outdoor venue in Minnesota. I hate that the Vikings play in an indoor stadium. I think Midwestern football teams, I hate playing indoors. I think they need to embrace the snow.
Mm-hmm. Because that's football weather, baby.
That's football weather. You're not supposed to be warm while watching football.
No.
But I think University of Minnesota or Target Field, where the Twins play, could also work if you want to do a baseball field.
Mm-hmm.
I think Utah and Vegas, or Utah and Colorado at BYU or at University of Utah. I forget which one has the bigger stadium. I think I lean University of Utah just because it's actually in Salt Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Or going a little bit...
talking about growing hockey in specific areas too.
Yeah. Going a little bit off the board here, because I'm going out of an NHL market here. I'm going to say the Wild and the Blackhawks at Lambeau Field.
I like that. I like that pick. I was going to say.
Go to
Green Bay.
Maybe the most historic stadium in North America, apart from, I'd say, like Wrigley and Fenway.
Mm-hmm.
It's going at Lambeau. That would be an incredible spectacle, if nothing else. And I don't know if they've used many, if any at all. I think they've only done one at a college stadium before. I think they had Detroit play at the Big House in Ann Arbor.
Which makes sense.
College stadiums, to me, feel like a great way to go here, because they are big stadiums, famous for atmosphere in college football.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could do a lot going to college stadiums rather than focusing it on MLB ballparks and NFL stadiums.
In the United States. Do not do a college stadium here. We do not have that.
We don't have the facilities for that.
No. Could you imagine? Yeah, we're doing an NHL Winter Classic at Terry Fox Field. It's like 700 seats.
At Thunderbird
That's
Stadium.
the SFU Stadium, in case anybody knows.
Yeah. No. But, like, American college stadiums, to me, feel like a really obvious thing they haven't tested that much.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Blue Jackets aren't relevant enough right now, I think. I don't think the Blue Jackets are a big enough draw right now to get a Winter Classic, but in a few years, once they're a little bit of a stronger team, they get a little bit more attention. I think the Blue Jackets got an away.
Oh, okay.
Have been the away team in the Stadium Series. Go to the Shoe in Ohio.
Question, are they tearing down Highmark?
I believe so. The new stadium is, like, shares a parking lot with where Highmark is now.
Okay, so they're probably going to tear it down for parking. That sucks.
I would assume so.
Because I was going to say the new stadium would be
though,
really cool to see. Is it going to be outdoor as well, or is it going to be indoor?
It's going to be outdoor.
Oh, okay, perfect. I was so worried.
So they're going to have... But... No, they've done it the way I like seeing stadiums built in these cold weather places, where they have cover over the stands, but the field is still exposed.
Okay. So they don't have to
if
pay
they took snow games out of Buffalo...
I think I would...
You cannot take... I think Bills fans would fight somebody if you tried to keep them warm.
I think Josh Allen would fight somebody.
I think he would. I think most of the NFL would fight someone if you tried to take snow games out of Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. That's football weather.
That's football weather, and that's Bills football weather.
Yes, exactly. Give me chaos. Give me destruction.
Yeah.
Go
We'll talk about
Bills.
the NFL in a little bit, but first we should talk a little bit about the World Juniors.
Why? Oh, I
Bronze
should
medal
look at the
game on right now as we record. I am not watching
Is-
because I don't care about bronze
I think
medals
Finland
as a Canada
scored.
fan.
I care because Braden Coots is playing, and I kind of have to write about prospects.
No, yeah.
It's 3-2.
Fair enough. For
Canada. Sorry, Canada, yeah.
cool. Lost last night to Czechia yet again.
It's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's so... I mean, it's not funny if you care. I mean, it's not that I don't care. It's just that, like, it's like... Bro, this country... I mean, it existed in some capacity, but it just, like, as a state began in the 90s. Czechia, I need to find out when it... Because, obviously, Czech people have existed, and then it was Czechoslovakia because of the Eastern Bloc. I'm going to... Okay. When did their, like, constitution or something happen? Establishment, Czechoslovakia, 1918. January 1993.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid is only 4 years older than the Czech Republic. 4 years younger than the Czech Republic. Than Czechia. Sidney Crosby is older than Czechia. That's all I'm gonna say.
Just like top to bottom felt like an absolute mess of a tournament, and you had those games like the games against Denmark, against Finland, against Slovakia, where it felt like maybe they were starting to click on some level, but just
it's something about Czechia that makes them lose their goddamn minds.
Something about Czechia. I think part of it's just that the way the Czechs play is very like they have. Honestly, they're a fun team to watch play. They play with some aggression. They play with some grit. They play like they're gonna get under your skin, and a lot of our guys are taking the bait.
Yep. Which
and just
really you can't really do.
I know they're young players, but just some really, really poor reads on a lot of plays defensively. A lot of guys making very bad decisions on the ice in situations where, I think it like just as players they will have time to work this out of their games. They're all under 20 years old, but where a more seasoned player would have been able to make a much better play, you can definitely see where the youth is coming in this tournament. But just like ever since that year, that tournament a few years ago where Connor Bedard just took the tournament over single-handedly, it's just been frustrating to watch the tournament as a Canadian.
Yeah, 2023.
2023 just...
Yeah. Team Canada. You frustrate the entire country. And it's just, like... Was that the year that everything came out, or was that before? No, that was...
I don't remember.
I don't remember, because I don't remember when... I think all that came out before the 2023 World Juniors, because Hockey Canada had lost a lot of its shine because of, covering up, a giant rape case. And so that World Junior, like a lot of people are just like, okay, that was a turning point, but then it just kept getting worse. So there was no real turning point, I think. Like it's just been failure after failure after failure for an organization full of failures. And we made this point last. They could say something has changed, but nothing's really changed in this organization. So, yeah, and we made this point last episode about how there's no teamwork really, because there's no national team development program. There's no Coots is the intermission interview. For the World Juniors, sorry. Yeah, Braden Coots, Canucks prospect. There's just no cohesion, because Canada doesn't have international breaks like the teams in Europe do, or they don't have like the U.S. National Team Development Program like they do in the U.S. obviously. So there's a lot more cohesion. Canada. What was my tweet? I'm going to read my tweet about it because it was great. Where is it?
Yeah.
This streak, talking about the last 3 years, of course, lost in the quarterfinals the last 2 years against Czechia, lost in the semis yesterday against Czechia. This streak is proof Canada can't fly by the seat of its pants in international tournaments on the basis of being Canada. European countries with international breaks, U.S. with the U.S. National Team Development Program. Canada has a bunch of amazing individuals, but no cohesion and no teamwork. They're developing individuals and individual egos rather than playing for the crest on the front, not the name on the back. Pretty much. There's no one cares who's playing beside them. They're just looking for their own marker for their own resume, and it's just not how you should play in a team sport whatsoever.
Yeah, and there were a lot of moments in last night's game where it felt like guys were looking to make the hero play or something. They were trying to do this, they were trying to do that to get that moment.
Mm-hmm.
They
want a highlight reel. They want a highlight reel. They don't want to go.
They were all going for glory, and you know what gets you glory? Wins.
Mm-hmm.
Winning gets you glory. Mm-hmm. But no, I think
not arguing with the refs. That doesn't get you first overall.
At some level, there is absolutely need for international breaks or a national team development program or just something to actually put these guys together on a team if we want to win as Canada. Like, we are still
I'm not sure about international breaks, but I would say, because that would be
just something.
That would be like reorganizing the sport on a massive level, like not yet seen before. And the leagues already are bitching enough about the Olympics. But I would say...
But just like at the youth level.
At the youth level, there needs to be something akin to the U.S.'s National Team Development Program.
Or even if, like, you have, in some capacity, at the youth level, you have international breaks of some sort. I don't know necessarily how this would work, but if you put us into some kind of capacity where you have these guys playing against each other, or with each other, rather than just being scattered about across the CHL and the NCAA.
Yeah, like if you...
Something to actually put these guys on a team together for more than just a couple weeks at camp and the one, like, showcase series against the USA. And even the showcase series is just the CHL guys, which is slowly going to become the smaller and smaller pool as more guys go to the NCAA.
Because there's different opportunities and different things.
There's NIL, there's this, there's that,
there's like... Hate to say it, junior hockey is dying out. Slowly. It's a slow, agonizing death, but it is... Yeah, a lot of these players are going to the NCAA.
Yeah.
Like Michael Hage, like Gavin McKenna. So there's that point. There needs to be something done. And I'm not sure that other countries would be down for like the international break system. Like if the US would be down, because then it's like, oh, well, then you guys are because you're gonna have more time to develop.
Because then they're basically agreeing to help us.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I think it would be something more like a national team development program, or just like, I mean, I know this is the professional side, but the women's leagues have the rivalry series.
Yeah.
Something like that. That would be
great.
Do
a rivalry series. In the USHL, they have the National Team Development Program play against USHL teams.
Yeah,
have a National Team Development
Program in the Canadian Hockey League.
In the CHL. It's,
It's not hard, people.
Throw them on a team together, get them playing as Canada.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to do better for everything. And I think we're a country that is still developing, or like we have the best talent pool of hockey players in the world.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get results to show for that.
Yeah.
The results are not going to be there if we keep trying to do this and just rely on the fact that we are Canada and we have this talent, because hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And it's quite clear that a lot of the people within Hockey Canada are not working hard.
Yeah. They haven't been working hard for a long time.
No.
they're lucky that a lot of phenoms have picked up this team and put it on their backs the last many years. But individual egos aren't cutting it anymore.
Yeah.
Especially when the other countries are catching up to Canada's development or surpassing it, really. So, yeah.
Yeah. Like, other countries, certainly at the junior level, are doing a lot more to create a culture that can actually win something sustainably, rather than just winning by accident or because Connor Bedard is a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But at least the U.S. lost.
At least the U.S. I was...
I don't like that mentality from anyone, honestly. I don't like the, hey, at least we got further than the U.S. Who cares?
Who cares? But win. Also, like, we didn't win, but neither did they, and that's fine by me, so... I don't know. I don't want to get too toxic with it, but it was also, like... I'm also slightly mad because, like, it was hosted in Minnesota, and there was, like, such a low turnout for the supposed state of hockey. And also, like, the NHL network just did not market it whatsoever, so a lot of Americans had no idea.
No. Like, Canada and Europe do much better hosting this tournament.
There was a tweet I saw that was just like, why is the U.S. not in the World Juniors? A genuine post I saw on the internet. Wow. Yeah. Like yesterday.
Yeah,
and I was
like the Team USA game seemed well attended, but everything else was just empty barns.
Yeah. Like, the girls U18 tournament is starting Saturday in Nova Scotia, which watch that. And they're played in a much smaller venue. The I think like the preliminaries are all in like a 1,500 seat arena or something, or like 1,250, and then the semis are played in a 5,000 seat arena. So pretty small relatively compared to like the University of Minnesota or Grand Casino Arena in St. Paul. But I wouldn't be surprised if the capacity, like, percentage, because obviously you can't, on pure numbers, you can't compare the two, based on, the size of an NHL arena compared to a community arena. In Nova Scotia, you can't compare that size. But, like, on a capacity level, I think that there's going to be more seats filled in those arenas compared to the seats filled.
Yeah. I just feel like this tournament also does a lot better when it's hosted in Canada or in Europe.
Yeah, because the European teams actually care. Like, the European countries actually care about their teams because they've developed them. Canada just cares because, it's the World Juniors, and that was...
And it's hockey in Canada, of course.
It's hockey in Canada. People are going to go. But also, like, it's the only time prior to the Olympics allowing NHL players for that brief stint between the 90s or the 90s to 2014. That was really the only time to see international best on best hockey. For Canadians was the World Juniors because they weren't allowed to send the NHL players, which, like, there were a lot of good NHL players from Canada, especially back then. So that's why a lot of that came down to that. And yeah, I would just say that's why it's such a big deal for Canada. And that's probably why the brain. That's why the attendance is so good.
Yeah. Anything else in hockey we want to talk about, or should we just move on to quickly talking about other sports?
Iversenberg. I was gonna say I had a funny point earlier. I was like, when was the last time Attitude prevented a first overall pick? And then I was like, oh wait, never mind, 2022. That was funny. Anyway. Yeah. It certainly didn't prevent Ilya Rozadov. You've no idea who that is, do you?
It's one of the characters from the show. I just haven't watched yet.
Yes! In case you haven't realized, I've gotten really, for the listeners at home, I've gotten it really into heated rivalry, so. If you're not watching that, then you should.
I don't have Crave.
Boo.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely at the point right now where if the Canucks had the first overall pick, or if things shake out a certain way, Ivar Stenberg would be my guy with the first overall pick, but I mean...
Yeah, because he's Swedish too. I mean, even if the Canucks get second, if it's like... There's enough dumb GMs in this league that I'm going to assume that they'd pick McKenna regardless of what happened at the World Juniors. And no one remembers who was picked second. Or no one remembers who came second. To quote Adam Norris. Anyway, after his son came in second the previous year and wouldn't shut up about it, well, not that his son did, but every British person did, including you, even though you're not British. I mean, you're probably British at some point. You're white in Canada. It's kind of how we all got here. Illegally.
Scottish.
Okay, well... Frick.
Yeah, no, and I mean, the World Juniors, I want to go in and say quickly, like, not historically necessarily the best scouting tool, because you will see guys catch lightning in a bottle for the tournament that doesn't necessarily indicate... Yeah. For example, Abbotsford Canucks goalie coach is Justin Pogge.
Mm-hmm.
World Junior hero, did nothing in the NHL. Stuff like that can happen. But no, I mean, definitely through what I've watched at this tournament, from Stenberg versus McKenna, Stenberg has given me a lot more... I don't even know how to define it. Just it's something where
Character?
I'm believing more and more. Not even that, just in what I'm seeing on the ice, in how he's playing, not even factoring in, like, the attitude I'm seeing out of them. Like, Stenberg just on ice is impressing me more.
Yeah, that's fair.
I need to watch more of them at Penn State and with Frölunda to really, strengthen this opinion. I also have, like, Keaton Verhoff a lot, although we wouldn't need a defenseman, but... Yeah.
Well, you never know. They might trade the Calder winner, so... Of course, I mean Tyler Myers.
Well, we did trade the Calder. No, we traded the guy that should have won the Calder, not the guy that did win the Calder.
Who won the Calder? Quinn Hughes' year. 2020.
Makar.
Oh. I don't like that guy.
Yeah. Other sports?
Sure, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have any more hockey thoughts other than...
Yeah.
Yeah, as of right now. Italians, please finish the arena. Don't let it.
I just got really two things to mention from other sports. I'll start with the Whitecaps. Just Ali Ahmed gone now, sold to Norwich City for something in the range of, I think, around $2 million, which seems low. Especially after trading away Jaden Nelson as well. Definitely going to need to see a winger brought in at some point this offseason. So Axel, please get on that.
Yeah, the Jaden Nelson trade makes less sense now because they sold Ollie.
Well, with Nelson, I guess it might have been something that Nelson wanted just to go get more playing time.
I guess.
That could have been a mutual decision.
Ali Ahmed,
also, Bilal Halbouni is still unemployed.
Oh!
Because we declined his option, but we were in contract talks with him. We haven't heard anything on that yet.
Do you think part of it?
So I wonder what happens with Halbouni. I think the injury could be a factor. That's probably, I'm thinking, why we declined the option, because maybe we didn't want to pay him as much as the option was. But I wonder if he comes back, or if we sign someone else, if they go with, Jodrik Pupa and Sebastian Schonlau, maybe, potentially. But I'm interested to see how that all goes. Pupa I like.
No.
He had a rough final, but he got really thrown to the wolves in that situation. Like, he's a talented player, got thrown into tough circumstances. Plus, Ralph Priso will be considered a center back this year rather than a midfielder from everything I've heard. So I think that's the right decision as well and add to that group.
Mm-hmm.
But now let's talk about the other form of football. Couple important games this weekend. Steelers clinched their division in a crazy ending against the Ravens, where the Steelers miss an extra point to take a 2-point lead rather than a 3-point lead. The Ravens march into field goal range, have an easy field goal to win the division, and it goes wide right. The Panthers clinch the playoff spot in a division that nobody wanted to win.
Yep.
And will probably become the Rams victims in the first round. But really the game I want to talk about was on Saturday night for first place in the NFC. The Niners lose. The Seattle Seahawks go into San Francisco and take the Niners lunch money, 13-3 win in San Francisco in a performance that I can only describe as the Seattle Seahawks bullying the 49ers offense from start to finish. Yes?
4-2. Porter Martone.
Anyway, just a dominant performance from the Seahawks defense, completely snuffed out anything that Brock Purdy could do on offense. Christian McCaffrey, I have not seen get stuffed like that in months. Pause. The interception. The Drake Thomas interception where McCaffrey basically just handed him the football is one of my favorite moments I've watched all year. Nick Eamon-Worry and Devin Witherspoon just all over the place. Seattle with a bye in the first round now, first place in the NFC. Incredible performance from both running backs, which we haven't really seen all year. Sorry?
Round? You said they have a bye in the first round.
Yeah.
Me?
Seattle.
Do you get the joke?
What did you say?
A bye in the first round, and then I said me?
Oh!
Didn't.
There we go.
Stupid Jokes 101. Woo!
Come
on, that was good.
No, that was good.
Thank you.
It was good. It just cost me my train of thought.
Oh shit, sorry.
Oh, got it back. We're good. I also love Diamador Lenore doing his normal thing before the game, talking smack about a wide receiver who is so clearly better than him. JSN just not his best game, only got 84 yards, which the fact that I'm saying only just shows you the season JSN has had.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite press conference moment from football this season. So JSN is asked if he heard all that Lenore was saying about him before the game and how much he wanted the matchup, and JSN just goes, "Yeah, I did. I can't respond to all of my fans," and then continues talking about whatever he's talking about.
Bruh!
But just
the aura!
Lenore this is just the Diamador Lenore experience. He just talks smack, doesn't back it up, does it again the next time he goes out there.
Yeah.
Setting up some insane first-round playoff matchups in the NFC. So, Saturday's slate of games, Rams-Panthers. That one's kind of the weak one, where I feel like this is just going to be the Panthers getting their asses handed to them.
I was going to say belt to ass.
This is probably BTA.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Packers and the Bears.
Oof.
Hell of a rivalry game. Soldier Field is going to be rocking for this one. This is going to be a fantastic game. Sunday, the Buffalo Bills go down to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. That another one that I'm just expecting a fantastic game. Love the offensive unit in Buffalo. Love that defense in Jacksonville.
Please.
You know I'm going to be cheering for the Bills. This is going to be a hell of a matchup.
Go Bills.
The Niners taking on the Eagles in Philadelphia.
Oh,
two teams that absolutely hate each other. I just want to see, this is going to be a good game. Good chance that if the Niners can get past the Eagles, that they will be taking on the Seahawks in the first round, just based on how the seeds work. So I just want to see the Eagles go out there and just knock the piss out of them as much as they can.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, though, this should be a fantastic game. Go Birds.
Go Birds!
The Chargers and the Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
That has the potential to be a good lineup. Now, the one thing that worries me about this is that if you look up ass in the dictionary, you will see a picture of the Chargers' offensive line. So Justin Herbert could actually die.
Okay.
But if he doesn't, this could be a fantastic game.
Yeah.
And then the Monday Nighter, the Texans and the Steelers. This feels like the weaker one to me. Because I think the Texans' defense is probably going to be too much for the Steelers to handle. But we'll see what happens here. Should be a good slate of games in this first round. And the Denver
Steelers
Broncos...
QB is like 40, right?
41.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Denver and Seattle getting buys. My childhood has returned. The U.S. is invading foreign countries, and Seattle and Denver are finishing first in their conferences.
Bruh!
That's all I'm going to say about that.
That's wild. That's wild. Oh, 5-2.
Yay. Who got that one?
23.
23. Bodwan?
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
Good for him.
I just said a name. I have no idea what number Bodwan is wearing.
I don't remember, but I think it's a different one.
Well,
I think it
probably
has
not that
8
one
in it.
Anyway, should we wrap up, or anything else you wanted to bring up this week?
R.I.P. Highmark Stadium. Choosing Iris for that farewell song was just cinematic. Zhou Guan Yu is a reserve driver for Cadillac. Yeah. And apparently Checo Perez has been sending his he went to a therapist or something, and he sent the invoices to Helmut Marko. So, Helmut, if you're listening,
when
thank
you're
you.
Listening.
We know you're listening. Yeah, what a thing. The attendance looks horrible at this bronze medal game in Minnesota. Once again, reinforcing my point. Why do they call it the state of hockey if no one cares? Anyway, yeah, I don't really have any other points to make about anything in this world other than point. I pointed. That was the bit. That was the bit.
So thank you to everybody this leak for listening. Wow. Thank you everybody for listening. You can check us out on social media at Next Chronicles. Please subscribe and like the show wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thank you to Helmut Marko for listening. Go Hawks. Have a great rest of your week.
Go Bills.